Sid, I was one...
It depends what
A bearer, but recently freed from his... As you know, the work...
I don't mind.
Because our ranks are for scouting, and since he accompanies...
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that he is to proceed directly to... No time like the...
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
All this time, my heart has wandered hither and thither in search of the perfect companion.
What do you think happened to me?
Sid, you have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No. Well, yes. But that's not what we want to talk to you about.
It's Miss Midadol. She's been acting strange. Very strange. She's barely ever around.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crowd.
In the clouds.
That's what I said. In the clouds.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. When did you last see her?
Not long ago. Right after she got back from saving you from Stonehenge.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise. It did take quite a battering on the way there.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? Don't listen to her.
But who's gonna put...
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer?
You do that. She's in her...
Thanks for the warning.
I will not let them be forgotten. Sid, may I have a moment? It is an honor to finally speak with you. My name is Herman. I wish to be deployed to Ash.
No. The lands across the Narrow are too dangerous. I will not send good men and women to risk their lives needlessly. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. Something important. I was raised in an orphanage. The Badbach or rather, I was held captive there. It was not a place of nurture. It existed solely to turn back. We were tortured, and few ever survived long enough.
I can't imagine.
I lost so, but they must be remembered. The Institute was run with...
You were a good friend, Herman. But the fact remains that Ash is simply too dangerous.
Sid, please.
Too dangerous for you. I'll go to Bad Backham.
You will?
I won't let you.
I don't...
You can start by telling me.
Thee the grace.
All right.
May them...
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Not exactly.
Mid, if you have a...
That's it! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will.
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
But is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship, but what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they were not me. Well,
And is that a one?
are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if at first I'll need oil, then I'll need some bone or shell. Light.
If it's beast bones you're after.
No, they'll know where you might find some.
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
Greetings, Lord Marquis. His Grace and I. At first, it was my duty to... My lord.
I am.
I do not doubt it.
Thank you, Yute.
May you return safe. I prithee, do not risk yourself unduly.
Thank you, my lord, for taking me in. Everyone here has been so kind. It reminds me of home. Thank you, my lord, for taking me in. Everyone here has been so kind.
Clive, I wanted to give you something for the kindness you showed my mentor.
What's this?
A chest of all the seeing as you're so reluctant to...
I'm sure it will be entire. Try not to...
And work Rodrigue all the harder, you mean? He's a quick study. But I'll take that particular... Besides, who else?
Who indeed?
You nearly collapsed back there. It's just a touch of the vapors. I'll be fine.
Sid, do you have a moment?
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's and something else.
How did she come back?
Finding bearers always was her strong point, and it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the master, and even better for her. Bearers...
Leaving the bearer...
Sid, and while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreak, I can't let those bearers...
We'll be needing the end.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, and we stay no...
Thank you, Sid. Chadwick. Another of my former master's the thought of him...
He must be very important to you.
He was.
Then we find it.
The entrance to the prison lies in the We should head there as...
As do I, Doc. Thank you, Uncle.
As for down here... Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you a...
I would have done the same for...
You're far too modest, Clive.
From what little I
suppose... But I was rather Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. But in my estimation, there are two key areas to be addressed before any other. The realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves out there. Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance of order, yes? But such cases are few and far between. And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends even the borders laid down by our ancestors. In short, if Storm does not stand together, she will fall apart. But the armies might be, sadly, but I do know someone...
I thought he was retired.
He was, until Anders...
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. Havel as always. I extolled your many virtues, you don't mind.
Of course not. As long as And if the field...
Dad.
I'll leave for Randelot. Would you send us...
Of course. Rutherford is already in the...
Excellent.
No.
What is it this time, Torgal? Something tells me this isn't...
Are you buying?
or selling? A fine choice. Take care.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a
Yes. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my the complete emancipation. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care, with the blight spreading ever more widely across the twin.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless, nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides. Those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they...
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains. And she has come...
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my...
And where is this?
She awaits you in the archive, your...
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
News has reached us of the black bulk that soars over the strait. Lord Cyril...
Lord Marquis?
What is it, sir?
One of our brethren. He sent an...
Was he so vague?
No. The object of his study was a savior, an ancient religion, by gaining an understanding.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash?
Fully cognizant of I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order. Though he has been silent, yet it seems, for as you so...
But Ash is a big player.
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him, Mickleberg was its name. If all...
Right.
You are go then, with my... When last I heard from him, the third chair was...
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the third chair first, shall we?
This is the Required Tree, an archive where we of the Undying collect and collate our findings. Fragments of ultimate... True nature surely lies there.
The Undying are not the only secret fellowship in this realm, you know. There are others, each working for their own ends. Why? So very long ago, a society committed to discovering how one might...
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude.
I merely did my duty.
My lady, what exactly is the gift?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children...
Indeed it has.
And alas, he had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be.
I see.
It saddens me. It was your father's wish that you be but with his grace long since gone. You are grown men now. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady.
Oh, I am...
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good... It is found in the bellies of... We do at least know where to find one.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, your grace. In fact, this is the very same beast were you to slay it in his stead, as...
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
There it is.
The House Rosfield.
Safe. finished.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
Thank the Founder you were saved. The Griffin is...
And the Heartstone claimed.
Yes. This radiant luster. Thank you, your father would...
Lady Goditha.
Thank you, Cyril. If you would excuse me, I shall... The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside. Enemies who would thwart his vision.
And only if we stood together. As Phoenix and Shield. As brothers in our...
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you. But this was more... It was a prompt.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the stead...
Forgive me, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal... Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So...
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of the deep love he had for both. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewellery be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to... I tried to warn your father. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my...
And thank the Founder.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking and so my pursuit continued. He informed me that His Grace...
Lady Goditha, on behalf of...
As do I.
Thank you, my lord, for coming back to us. Forgive... I remain your faithful servant, my lord.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance.
It is.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, let him see that you...
I suppose it would... What do you say, Clive?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to...
Your father's helm is enshrined there. Since the day we recover, I prithee claim it. And I do not doubt that your
Thank you, Cyril. He's waiting. Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome fathers. Political enemies. Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. I was truly capable of. Perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us made all the difference.
It's just back there. Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then?
Onward.
To the end.
And to a new beginning.
If Joshua's worried about Jill, I should go and speak with him. Joshua, I read your message. You're right. Jill is different. I don't think I'd realized how different, but
I suppose it's not.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still one of us, to let her know that we still need her. But how to do that?
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father and Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill?
To see the snow daisies. It was the first time Father had allowed it. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the...
In the rain. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business.
Man's Hill.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much...
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits? This is the place, but...
I'm sorry, Clive.
There's nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where...
Perhaps, but it's the only place I know of.
Then why not us?
Someone at the back.
Let's hope one of the gardeners knows where to find snow daisies.
Is there out you need? There's no... Your lad's worth... And I've never looked...
It's hardly everything.
And you can count on me. Be careful out there.
Say what you will.
What brings you down from the heavens, Sid?
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies grow.
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and not too cold. I reckon Man's Hill would be a good place to start. There in the Royal Meadows, perhaps? Both have similar climbs and the right
Right.
Did you learn where we might find our flowers?
The gardener here mentioned the Royal Meadows in Sambrek.
The fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, then Yote was right. I recalled that she kept the record of our travels, you see. So I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned...
Whose shores... Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the market. If you don't cooperate.
I'm nervous.
Well met, Sid. This is the...
You'll...
Please, just Sid.
Oh, cool. The sergeant says you'll be evaluated...
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role. And who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed. No magic, no support. It taught me what one man can do if he put... And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can...
I'm sure he'd be flattered.
So...
You haven't even... Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite... You'll need to assess the situ all without being discovered.
Ember.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But...
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me. These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not. Damn it.
Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Then run!
If you... Ember. Gone. Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is, then.
He'd have our coin, our stock and our stores, and we just to hand the old lot over.
What other choice do we have?
I didn't... Where is Ember?
He must have fled. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. He was nowhere to be seen.
I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed...
The right man for the job? I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Eh? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you then, his heir. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my sight.
Yes, Sergeant.
This won't be an easy decision.
What did the Duke expect? That the merchants would just smile and hand over the keys to their coffers?
The Dame actually cares about this town, unlike the Duke.
Welcome, welcome.
I do like a customer who knows what he wants. be here if you need me. The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the markets if we don't cooperate.
I would speak with this Duke.
I saw the captain just now. Wasn't wearing his uniform.
Your town needs you. I need you.
But the Duke would have me clapped in irons.
How long will it take to repair Caer Norvent?
That depends, your lordship. Much of the fort will need rebuilding entirely.
Fly, Ambrosia.
The meadows are vast. Where do we even start?
Yote mentioned the coastline. We can start there. Look, brother. You see them?
The flowers and our friends. What do you see, boy? Let's hope this is the last one.
Only one way to find out.
That was harder than I expected. But found her. It was worth it. They're beautiful.
Do you think Jill will like them?
She'll love them.
It appears my work is done. The rest, as they say, is up to you. Well, you and the skies. We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now, would we?
Trouble with your gear, or what do you want? Anything else?
Are you buying or selling? Of course. Take care.
Trouble with your gear, or crack the crystal? Not a very good one. But then... Not saying Fornian, do you? Should last you a good while. You can thank me later. That it? Fine. So, what'll it be? That it? Fine.
First the skies, then the crystal. What next?
Advent of great Greek himself.
Jill, there's something I'd like to show you.
There is? And where might this something be?
It's, not here. Now, I know this is sudden, but how would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
There are so many. This is what you wanted to show me. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. The smile on your face is enough. We've been worried about you. Joshua and I. Do you remember when I took you to Man's Hill? Or tried to?
How could I forget? You saw me crying and thought a change of scenery might lift my spirits. In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother. But I felt wonderful nonetheless.
I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was getting us both into. But I couldn't bear to see you like that.
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. They were debating whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line. No one thought to ask me what I wanted. I was nothing to them. A pawn at best. I felt so trapped. So lonely.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You were there. Your hand in mine as we ran for those oaks. And I knew then, no matter what happened, I would be all right. I'll never forget that feeling. Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized that no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me. And you have. Again and again.
Where do you see us? When all this is over?
I don't know. Not here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
Then That's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
I never was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
Thank you, Clive. For this, the flowers, for everything. It's exactly what I needed. You are my treasure.
We should probably be getting back. I expect the others are wondering where we are.
You're right. There's still much to do.
And we'll do it together.
A fortress?
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the markets if we don't cooperate.
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now. Wasn't wearing his uniform.
Your town needs you. I need you.
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. The town was left all but and though my dear boys have... So I was wondering.
Of course.
Thank you, Clive. Philippe,
Where can I find the
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the...
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and I wish to speak...
Very well. I trust you'll forgive me.
Absolutely.
Please.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man. Indeed, for continuing to... Yet I fear he must be made to face the...
And who would make him do?
I would. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach.
Does that not seem a trifle?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people down, my father would have it that citizens exist only to... But he is wrong. Scornful of the... But he cannot be... We must fight.
Fight him? No. Respectfully, my lady. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to...
False hope. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you if you will extend me the same courtesy. I bid you good day.
She said...
Indeed. Which may be enough to seal the fate this is all about.
Family.
I'm sorry. Ah, yes, but perhaps it's better that you heard them from...
Right away.
It's just a bit...
What does the Dame have to say about all this, I
The Duke
wonder?
might have soldiers at his beck and call. That's common folk.
You've heard then? The Duke plans to make Northreach a fortress and would have the townspeople pay for it. We are not only to build his walls, but feed his army and fill his...
So you are content to abandon... Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach...
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only... Thank you so much.
She cornered you too, then? Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like... She made an uninvited appearance, hoping to convince the Dame to join her. I bet that. Anyway. Our mutual friend. Oh, right, as always. We've had some... They're back. Seems that way. We haven't been able to confirm anything. Right. You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them... I'm on my way. Thank you, Clark. I'll look into...
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
The bastard's been lying to us for as long as we've...
Lord Furder has ordered us to keep tracking the bandits' movement. According to Master Lubor's wishes. Though he may not have told us the full truth, Lubor's never given us any reason to doubt.
Here to help me pack. Thanks, but I'll be...
You're really going to...
I am, but...
If it's within my...
It's the children. And if I leave them here, they should... I can think of only one.
Of course.
Thank you, Clive.
Lubor!
What is it for...
There's been a flood in the Velcroy. A damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was...
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned.
Bandit, we need to have... Further gathered the Akashic Well?
Yes, my lord.
The children stay with me for now. I need you to tell them to prepare.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince...
What's an...
You have to listen. To me. They're coming. You need to evacuate.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside? Driving away our customers.
Ah, it's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. You need to begin preparing for...
Oh, do we?
Lubor, perhaps. You may believe it.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one he might well feel...
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too Lubor cannot...
You may not trust me, But for the sake of your people, ask yourself if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off.
You're making a mistake.
It's no use. Words will not move them.
Then we must find another way to ensure Dalamil's survival.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
I think we'd better shut up shop.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Are you looking for something in particular? Go with Gilbert.
Lord Ferda.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they wouldn't listen. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support. But I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Ferda! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor? I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Lubor is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There will be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You who should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go, bearer!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes! Go!
Go on, then.
Go on! Go! Just go!
Lubor.
Wait. Someone's coming.
Go. Come on.
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well,
Does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going! And you act like it doesn't even exist!
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage, and they are utterly unpredictable. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight it has ever faced on its hands. The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force as soon as it is spotted. And as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalamil at all costs. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town guard?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor. And the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be so kind.
Consider it done. As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside the bathhouse. And tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan? Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws, Cheratina itself. The main host is most likely still there, and Dalamil will not be safe until it is eradicated, root and branch. A little gardening. How pleasant. I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will be particularly stubborn. Luckily, so am I. So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalamil. Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting.
That will keep some of them out.
Any man sighting an Akashic is to raise the alarm immediately. The messengers will see that our entire force rallies to that position.
Let's go.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside? Thanks, Gal. It's over! We can't leave a single one alive. The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dal...
All the Akashic we were able to seems that might be the
last of them hit.
Lubo, sit.
Clive! What news from Charatina? I knew...
Thank you,
friends. And we need not...
Lubo, after all...
But
we need...
So, you do?
We do. It is a stain on ours.
I see. But I will only accept your...
Name them.
That you will both do if the town... Unity is the key to defending when that time comes.
Of course.
And secondly, you will accept that if I am the mistreatment of any bearer within our wall, they will not be judged by what they are.
As we failed to do.
We agree to your
condition. Well then, it seems my mayorship... How fit. Not so long ago I had resigned my... And now, here.
Lubo.
Fear not. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as outlaws. I'll make sure...
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children.
Can't have all you... You should have seen him. The thing didn't stand a chance.
Neither did you,
Vivian, I read you and I'd be happy to help you find...
Thank you, Clive. But...
Please, it's only right.
You are to... Alas, I spoke... But...
If you say so.
Forgive me, Clive, but this book...
help you today, Clive? Come again. I may have more for you.
Clive! Anything catch your eye? Think you can help?
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes.
Welcome back. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with, but from what I hear...
No. Them... Ember lost his nerve in the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart.
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, after all.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different, and by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a doodle.
Fine.
I'll do what... I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Duh. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off.
Forgive me, Sid. This...
But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Remember that.
I will, Sid.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. You earned this. All done?
You all right? About that. Oi! Let's see.
Something troubling you?
It's just... Etta's baby will be coming soon, and I wanted to make something for it.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way.
So?
Well, the problem...
Is there anything I can do to... All right, then.
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
Not just any.
No. One made from the... There's nothing is.
Only the big...
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to.
Well, there's no shortage of those. I think I'm
You're a good...
Clive. Ta-ra, then.
Thank you, Kara.
You could do this too. Coin purse weighing you down. You're rubbing me blind, you know. Come again. Oh, don't. I'm not much bothered. Either way.
Ah, Clive. Hippocrates. I've been charged with locating a book called...
Then you seek a rare one whose name I had not thought to hear from you. You've been talking.
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen to tell...
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade her. Clive, if the young professor has... I fear she asks the
executors.
Coveters of Secret, a clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebrate one such text, being the tome Vivian seeks. Chronicling as it does, a tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become widely known. Or so...
How is it that I haven't...
Why? Secrecy. They lurk in the shadows.
Which would explain why...
By the hand of the...
But what drives them?
Fine question. Sadly, you may just as soon ask me if...
Then my hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting? That I'd pluck it from thin air?
Not from thin air, no. From ash. Rumors of the executors are rife among the scholars, but rather less so across... I had a friend in the village, alas. But though he did not mention it by name, if you were, by some chance, able to save even as...
Very well. I'll be sure to pay... Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs. Excuse me. I'm looking for...
Oh.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. There was a man stopped near some guide. Most took him for a brag.
We'll see.
You look like you could do with a drink. Put the wind right up us. And thank goodness they did. Like being back in the glory days. Half of me wishes they hadn't left. When I was a little girl, my grandmother, I swore then and there
It ain't exactly a bed of roses. And that's just a start. Give the others my regards.
Are the bearers taking well to their new home, do you know? I sometimes worry how they'll manage without me to cook and clean for them.
Can't say it wasn't a relief to see the better part of the Guardians finally taking their leave.
Guardians of the Flame were true friends to the rest. They fought our enemies.
Wonderful creatures, chocobos are. They're fast, strong, loyal, and best of all, they won't balk if you point them into the belly of a flood. Thick skins.
Anything catch your eye? Very well.
Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to. Now, let's get this stall set.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man.
I'm looking for...
If that's the case, no one has seen a silver chalk. Word is, they were all hunted for their feather. If any are still out there...
You're probably right.
I've got greens of all shapes and sizes. Colours too.
We've got a few rooms going spare now. You want a bed for the night?
Look, Daddy. Shining so brightly. Isn't it pretty?
Whoever's idea it was to take those bearers away to Eastport has my thanks.
Can I help you with summer?
You wouldn't happen to...
But if it's fancies you...
Was a silver choc...
Oh, yes.
It wouldn't be the first. A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon's Ride. It sounds... It's almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here...
Can hardly make out a bloomin' thing. All for a sunny day.
Faster!
Tracks. No one left by bandits for a change. More tracks. The Chocobo was here. I don't hear anything. Well, I'll be damned. It's all right. Just borrowing a... Thank you. Let's get this back to Gav before they...
It was no trouble at all.
Still, I appreciate it. Clay, how'd you get on?
Any luck?
Where in the...
It's a long...
Right there on the...
Everything up there's been abandoned. The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my presence may have forced the poor creatures to...
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blights, they'll find it after all. And now...
I didn't know you could come.
Reckon there's a light. The fact I'm as good, and that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again?
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew...
So all those long...
Don't speak too soon.
There we go. What do you think? Oh, well, I should go and see if it...
Give it my best.
You can give it to you.
There's something about it. I feel like it's...
Me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is,
Go on, please. It's beautiful. Did you make it?
We did. Aye. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family, like. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean a baby. To let him know that they're part of the family too. Oh, I hope you like it.
I don't know what to say. I thank you, me lords, for everything.
If there's anything you need.
I will.
Clive, fancy a swift off?
I could be convinced. Don't you think you've had enough?
Oh, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
Ah, you know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day. My mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over. What with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. My whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout?
Yeah.
Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are, after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword. I may have had one too many.
you may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway. After I walk this off. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
I know.
One of these days.
If by under the... I reckon one of those days.
Ha ha. But just wait till we crack open the bottle I left and that stuff's
Sounds like I'll be needing...
Do you think they'll come back?
Of course they will. It's just a big crystal. How hard could it be?
Come on. Run like the wind. Straight home now.
Might this be Nickelberg?
These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough. What is... Ah, heed the call. No, to be honest,
Is that...
What are you doing here?
It is my home. The others...
You keep saying that.
They came here to perform the rite.
Just this village is their altar, where they shall cast their souls upon the gentle waters.
Give themselves.
Oh, Lord, cleanse us of our...
Let free up. They want to be saved. Forgive me. But did another
You mean the traveler from Storm?
Thank you.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Let us be made pure. Let us be made. Excuse me. Are you with the Undying?
I am. And so it would appear, Lord Rosfield.
That's right. And you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the...
He said that you had failed to...
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more I learned of them, you have seen them at their prayers. They devote themselves to the praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills. Not that they might be... Serve him with... I, too, swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master, but this... And so I would see it through to the end. See these people, that they might do their duty to their...
You do understand what their dream is, don't you?
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their will. I know that it may be hard to believe. Forgive me, my lord. But I... Did you hear that, my lord? Something is happening.
Beneath the flood. There must be something I can do. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready. We meet again. I've killed your kind before. Damn it! Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation. By devoting themselves to the service of their Lord. Just as I did when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment,
even if they must become Akashic in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me? Of course. Your duty will be done. Look, my lord. They are saved. They are saved. Found her. I should get this report to Cyril.
My Lord Marquis, I am glad...
I met with your third chair, sir.
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the village. I buried him in Mickelberg. I'm sorry that I couldn't save him.
If you could not save him, no one could.
The villagers, they were believers in this savior cult. They prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their wills. Then an ether flood came, and their wish was granted. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life was death by another name.
Then he perished defending liberty. A hero's end. For the right to choose how one dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives.
Sid would agree. He wanted to build a world where people could die on their own terms.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the most perfect expression of one's faith. It matters not how misguided others might judge one's decision to be. Only that the decision is one's own. We live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in them, we protect them, and yes, we die for them. For better or worse, that is our creed.
But he didn't die for your creed. He died to save them. And you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe that he believed it was. We of the Undying are not slaves, but willing servants. And this was his will, the ultimate expression of it.
All right. I'd like to know this man's name, Cyril. To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. It's only right that I remember them. That is my duty.
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, it has been, and shall ever be, the greatest honor of my life to serve House Rosfield. Though our duties may differ, yours is no less important. I pray with all my heart for your success. And were they here, I have no doubt but that every one of my fallen brothers and sisters would feel the same.